What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Now, today we're reviewing the film Promising Young Woman, and I have got to say that this film, upon completing it, I had to get up and decompress because it gets deep, it gets dark, but at the same time, this plot, this story, it all comes together so well, and it's a fantastic film. Like I really like this film, and I think of all the films I've seen recently, this is probably one of the most intriguing stories that I've watched of recently. I think it's because like the trailer made me feel one way, watching the film made me feel another way, but it did all come together, and it was really interesting. Kept me at the edge of the seat, kept me kind of predicting, and like it got dark at times, and like the idea that this film kind of labeled itself as like a black, like, dark comedy, like I really didn't see much of it funny, but the things it highlight I thought were really significant, and I just loved the execution of how it was all done. And then the acting performances here. Carey Mulligan, who plays Cassie, the main character in here, I just thought she does a fantastic job really carrying this film. And there's a lot of supporting cast members that does an entirely good job as well too. Lorraine Cox, Alison Brie, and even in their small to minimal roles, I just feel like that every role that Carey Mulligan occupies, she just really shines, whether she's complimented by somebody else or she's by herself. She just does a fantastic job. And there's so many notable faces and names in this film that you would know. But like, if you haven't seen the trailer, what happens here is Cassie, she is a promising young woman. She has a really good career, life, everything going forward to her. And then something abruptly happens that drastically changes her future. And while she is very intelligent still, but she's definitely still grieving and dealing with this trauma of her past, she seeks out revenge. And what she does is that she goes to nightclubs, pretends to be drunk, to get guys to take her home and truly expose them. And this is her way of seeking revenge and exposing to the public, and also I guess you can say self-gratitude as well about just the really horrendous things that guys do in regards to picking up drunk women. And it's just a repetitive cycle that she exposes, and it gets deep and it gets dark because, like, again, it's not funny. And like when you think about the crime that's at hand here and how she kind of takes this into her own accountability, into her own account, and making this a revenge day, it's very much real. So like it was parts of it I did not see funny at all, and like there was good dialogue and other things that were kind of funny. But I think that what Carey does really good with this character Cassie is that she uses sarcasm in a way that really still keeps things serious, with a slight bit of humor, but it doesn't set the tone off. And I think her emotions, her really her nonchalant personality at times, but her really bold and stern personality at times. I mean, regardless of the situation, regardless of the scene, I feel like that Carey just does a really good job and really relaying to the viewers the emotion, the demeanor at hand that's important. I think she just does a fantastic job in and out. But the trailer makes you feel one way, this film makes you feel another, but it just all comes together really well. I love the plot. I love the story. I love how they kept you at the end of the seat. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of suspense. And then it just really goes to, like I said, really dark and deep places with this story. But when it's all said and done, the story, how it comes together, I think it's just so well done. I'm not going to say it's predictable, but it's almost like a ha-ha moment. And it's like, yeah, like it's done to a point that with all as deep and as dark as this film gets, it does it to a way that's kind of satisfactory that viewers will be pleased with the ending. But again, for me, I definitely had to decompress because like it's just really sick about where this goes. And again, it's not a spoiler, but again, this is the idea of of a woman going out pretending to be drunk, where you see guys trying to pick her up, hit on her, sexually molest her, whatever it may be, and then she exposes them and really puts them in their place for the things that they're doing, holding them accountable for it. And it's just a sick thing that is reality. So like I love that the film highlights something that's very important to folks going out and the dangers and the dangers of being out at night in the dark and all that other stuff. But at the same time, too, the fact that this character adds a revenge like sort of aspect to it, I thought it was interesting, and it told the story without really taking away from the significance of what, you know, really the underlining plot. I mean, the underlining theme to what this story is trying to say. So, again, I think this film was just not something I was really expecting to be this way, but Promising Young Woman was definitely enjoyable. I definitely, is a film I would recommend. I also want to say that, considering the cast and everything, something else that's really notable is Margot Robbie is the executive producer of this. And Margot Robbie, we know from all of she's the producer of this film, executive producer, whatever. I think that you can see really traits of her fingerprints on this film, and I really like the aesthetic. The big thing I almost forgot I wanted to say is that I love the pastel colors and the cinematography with this film, and it really dictated the mood. And I love how it changed from this really upbeat, positive, scenic views and stuff that and colors and costumes and everything, really catering to the pastel look, and then it flips. And it's all about the transgression of what's happening in the story. And I thought that was like really well done. And I absolutely feel like that has a lot to do with Margot Robbie. I've seen that kind of in other films that she's been in. And I think that's just something that she brought to this film. And it's underliningly a hidden gem in this film. Because again, if you have any doubts about how serious or what's really the tone of each and every scene, the colors from the cinematography, the color uses of the scenery or the costume design, it tells the story that really shows the transgression of everything that's happening. But yeah, definitely check this out. December 25th, on demand digitally. I got to know what you all think about this film. I was really high on this film, and I really want to know what others thought about this film as well too. But let me know in the comments what you thought, and I'll catch you very soon for another review.